Hi, my name is David. I'm the one that runs this, and there is a blog called David LP Fairweather Astro. That's me. Uh, and we're going to talk about Mikey Smith. Mikey Smith is a flat earther who goes around Saskatchewan and the western part of Canada. I'm on the eastern coast of Canada. I'm by the Bay of Fundy, very close to the Bay of Fundy. Um, and he goes around bugging people, and then he goes around calling people like astronomy magazines or observatories, and basically pesters people. And every conversation ends with, "I'm suing the Canadian Space Agency." That lawsuit has been thrown out basically, and it's basically the judge said there's no sense of appealing it, and he thinks he's going to appeal it, and he's going to win $80 million. I don't really think I've ever heard of a major lawsuit in Canada going up to $80 million or anything like that. So I don't know why. Plus, his complaints are very vague, and that's the general thing about him. Also, we're going to talk about his ideas on the moon landing. They're pretty traditional moon landing denier talking points. And then he talks to a guy that goes by the name Dapper Dinosaur. A lot of people online go by different names because they don't want cranks like Mikey to find them or track them down and bug them and in their real life. I'm kind of not near a major city, so it'd be a pain to go where I am. But and then he had a discussion with Astronomy Magazine where he claims he disproved galaxies. I tried to show him there was galaxies. He wouldn't even show my post. Excuse me. And then he goes. Then he didn't, and then he pulled it down. But that also could be because he actually he gave out his phone number, which I will edit out of that post. So we'll listen to Mikey for a bit, and then we'll try to talk about a couple of the things he said. Okay, let's give Mikey a chance here to talk.
The shooting light going through the frame. I should actually review that with you guys. I'll take some screenshots of when that light is generating itself or producing itself or whatever it is, illuminating itself. Above that light, part of the so-called sky, we'll call it the firmament, is also illuminating. That's why I keep telling people, watch my videos in the dark. Go to the washroom, turn the lights off, watch my videos, because you're not seeing the entirety of the video. There's things that are showing up that you don't see with all the stupid glare bouncing off the phones.
Okay. Okay, my recording of that part of the video seems to be messed up, but what it is a shooting star coming through, and right before you see the streak, you see like a little dot come up. That's probably a little bit of when the meteor just comes into the atmosphere and warms up a little bit of the air ahead of it, and it starts emitting light. But he thinks it's an electrical discharge.
I'm going to have to show you that stuff. So we're going to probably review that, take some screenshots maybe in the next week or so. I am going to be tackling my papers tomorrow, writing up my reply back to the judge, if that's okay with people, because it just seems like I've got too many people telling me what to do. Like I've said many times. I'm not allowed to show my emotion anywhere, right, guys? I'm serious, man. I got people telling me how to say it, when to say it, when I should get angry, when I shouldn't get angry, even if I should get angry. Mike, you shouldn't get angry. You should be more like us. No, I don't want to be like the truther sheep. There are truthers that are still sheep, okay? They're very confused about what's going on in reality. I don't know. But anyways, Mule Fan, good to see you there. We got Dapper in the chat again. We are yes, we got some few people in here. So so we're gonna start from the beginning here.
Okay, we're going to take a quick look at the finding of the courts. And this is where they're just summarizing what Mikey's saying here. Is the statement of the claim does not make specific allegations or plead material facts to support any cause of action. The plaintiff who alleges that space is not real challenges the CSA to prove that space is real, and alleges that the CSA has been fraudulently claiming that space is real. The plaintiff asserts that the question of whether space exists has caused them anxiety, mental suffering, humiliation, depression, apprehension, loss of companionship, damage of reputation, emotional distress, and seeks remedies that include an interview with an astronaut, an audit of CSA's images, and $80 million in damages. Okay, he drives around in a Subaru, I think Outback, with huge billboards on the side and a huge billboard on the top of his car, saying space is fake and the earth is flat. Oh yeah, also there is a scrolling light in the back of his car with text that says the same thing. And then he goes into the nearby cities and spends all night with a sign and argues in the street. Okay, some friendly argument in the street. It's not fist fighting, it's just them talking. That's fine. But then he goes into observatories where he goes in and calls the everything cartoons and the people in there liars, and he's okay. He did that twice in Saskatoon. I actually sent an email into the observatory telling me that he was planning on doing it a third time. I didn't when he went to the Regina one. And as soon as he started talking about Space Israel, they said, go away. It's his own doing. He lost his own reputation and companionship and all this stuff because of his own actions. Basically, Flat Earth comes down to basically being almost a cult in some ways. The Federal Crown liability is... No, can't pronounce it. Basically, he's trying to sue through the head of the Canadian Space Agency, Lisa Campbell, but she has nothing really to do with this. He's just putting her name on the paperwork. Vicarious. That's how you pronounce that. Vicarious. And okay. The CSA, and whereas the CSA admits the statement of claim discloses that no scintilla of a cause of action, the statement of claim is so defective that it cannot be cured by an amendment and shouldn't be struck without leave to amend. And the plaintiffs did not file responding motion materials. Key legal principles applicable to the motion to strike the pleading without leave to amend are there are high thresholds to strike a claim and dismiss an action under the ruling. And the assuming the facts pleaded can be proved, it must be planned and obvious, and claim that the disclosed no reasonable cause of action. The allegations of the statement are presumed true, but the prepositions does not apply to allegations and base the assumptions of speculation. Basically, he doesn't have a leg to stand on. Well, he does, legally. Okay, and the CSA did ask for $1,260 in cost, but the judge reduced that to $700. So basically, he lost the case, and there's nothing. He didn't provide enough evidence in it, so for them to go his way. So, okay, we'll go back to Mikey.
Oh, hold on. I got a phone call here. Hello? Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm on the moon. You can't reach me here. I'm too far away. Oh, hold on. I got another call coming in here. Hello? Yeah. It's a little staticky. What? Oh, the cameraman was the first one on the moon. Ah, thank you. I was wondering how they filmed Neil Armstrong coming down the ladder, like from this position over here. Can you see me, by the way? I'm on live on YouTube. Can you see me from 240,000 miles away? Hold on. I got another call coming here. Yeah. Oh, it's a very advanced landline going all the way to the moon. So that was in 69, that was? Oh, thank you. Okay. Sorry, I gotta go. I'm live. Thanks. Bye. I got totally off track there. Anyways, yes, that's what I was going to talk about. So we have more questions. At least I do, because it seems like I'm not here to show you how much I can talk, right? I'm not bringing in 5 or 6 other people. Hey, buddy, how are you? Hey, I haven't seen you in a while, even though I was just on your live stream 10 minutes ago. Anyways, so I have some questions.
When they landed on the moon, there was an arm like this on the outside of the craft that had a camera, and it deployed like that, and it was operated by a cameraman on the surface of the Earth by radio, and that's how they transmitted the phone call, is by radio too. I think it was just a direct transmission from the lunar module to the Earth, but they could also sent it through the command module that was orbiting the moon at the time, and sent the message towards Earth that way. And then our receiver on Earth received it and sent it on a landline to the president. The cell phone that he uses a radio. It's probably a lot weaker than what they used on the moon mission, but it sends it to a tower, and the tower either sends it to another tower or sends it through a landline to another tower. So it's that simple. It's not asking questions that are a problem. Is sometimes it's how you deal with the answers. And Mikey has a bad reputation of when you try to answer a question, he won't take it as the answer. He'll try to make it into some kind of conspiracy. Okay, now let's find out what Mikey's going to do next. Here's an example. You see this old flashlight casing. On this side, you see a light, but you see there's a sharp line between the light and the dark. And that's what happens during a full moon. You have the sun way out here, and then you have the Earth basically where the webcam is, or where I am, and then you see the light hitting it right down the middle of a line. So that's how you can have half moons. And I don't know if a crescent would be quite as obvious, but that's how you can have a half-phase moon and not have something in between you and you and the moon.
Because you need to explain it to me where it is. Okay? And we're going to look at some pictures. You might want to go get a towel, because your brain is going to explode or leak out your ears or something. Why am I the only one that can figure this shit out? Remember, I'm the stupid one. I'm the non-educated one. I'm the one with bad vocabulary. Right, folks? You with your wonderful channels out there. Oh, I can describe gravity really good. I can describe it fantastic. Yeah, I'm outrageous with my vocabulary. I'm so intelligent. Well, someday you'll put those words to work, and nobody will be doing it because I've never seen it yet. And moving forward, right? Anyways, I think that's what I wanted to get out at the beginning here. We can talk about how I almost died on Friday night.
You don't really have to have a lot of education to understand a lot of this. And using words to work, that's how lawyers and business people do work every day. I cut out the next section because does with a deal with him in it's an ordeal with him in an onion ring. And I don't think we really need to hear that. And then we're going to catch up with him looking at some pictures of the moon.
Okay, so I need to share my screen, and we'll move on to whatever. Oh, okay, enter. All right, let's move on. Maybe some of these globies can help me out here because I'm not going to be too late. We'll probably go for another 45 minutes or so. All right, guys, let's go to the wonderful, everybody's so-called God, Google. Let's go. Typed in this one before, half moon. All right, all images, whatever. Okay. Maybe in a bit I might put in the link to see if anybody wants to come chit chat, but let's talk about this, guys. Here we go. Let's look at this picture here. And you will show me how this works. Explain how this works. Woo, what's going on here? Where did that picture go? All right, guys, we have the half moon here. Please explain to me how a sphere, if you are saying that the sun is only the moon, the earth is creating this shadow. Somebody needs to explain to me what's creating this shadow. Sun at the right. No, that doesn't work. Sorry. The sun could be on the left and still the sun in the right side be illuminated. Again, what is creating this straight line in your cartoon world? Explain that to me. And then again, I've still got more questions yet. It has nothing to do with even the straight line. I should have took some shots and then we could have. So again, nobody's coming up with some straight line evidence. I knew it. He thinks the earth causes phases. Okay, what causes your phases then? Explain. You just can't laugh and then make a comment. You've got to have some evidence. Remember, folks? So let's take this and we'll copy that link and we'll throw it in the chat. And we'll continue on with the pictures. Let's go back. Now again, in relation to the moon, let's take these. Can we get rid of that one somehow? Okay. This one here, this one, this one, this one. Where is your moon? Where is your moon? Why is it tilted this way, or where is it? Is it up and down? Is it starting to curve? Tell me where your moon is. really slanted here. It's kind of leaning back over here. What is creating your phases? This one's leaning back. This one's way back. That one's in a lazy boy recliner. Where is your moon located? Is it over here or is it over here? Is it this way? How is it? What's going on here? Is it like this? How is it? I didn't know how is it? Tell me, talk to me. Again, they can't show it on their own model. That's the thing. I can bring out a globe and I can never recreate any of these. Did you know you can take a square DVD case and create this curved line on a sphere? Did you know that with a square DVD case or a book? You can create this curved line. Curved, if it is curved, the light, you can create that, which I've done on a video years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago. I recreated this curve here with a DVD case. I will have to play that at some point. And so, yeah, I do wish the Globies luck. Let's check this out here. What creates the crescent shapes on the moon? Yes, with the sunlight reflecting off its surface of its orbits as it orbits Earth. Okay. So I am correct. Thank you. As are all flat earthers, because that's what Google says. Crescent, let's look it up. Let's just do it right now. What creates crescent shapes on moon? Is created by the relative position of the sun, Earth, and moon. The moon itself does not produce light. Absolute bullshit. Of course it does. But reflects sunlight. The shape we see is the portion of the moon's sunlit side that is visible from Earth. Isn't that interesting? So again, the Earth is creating the crescent shape, the supposed shadow, because the sunlight is obviously supposedly touching or creating the light on the moon, which we do not see. Again, people, where is the sunlight here? We do not see the sunlight anywhere here. There is no sunlight here. This is being self-illuminated, all right? I don't see any light over here coming to hit the moon. There, or there. I do not see any light from the sun coming from here or there or anywhere. There is no light here. There is no light here. There is no light there on the left. There is no light anywhere. Show me the sunlight over here. Where is the light? Right here. Where is the light? I do not see it. Everything is black. Blackety, blackety, black. Yes, I did say hi to you earlier there, Dapper. Earth's shadow. It's not the Earth's shadow. I never said it was the Earth's shadow. I said it was the Earth creating this crescent, not a shadow. The Earth is blocking the light, supposedly. Again, you guys are not explaining it. Nobody explains it in reality. They can't. That's the problem. Hey, yeah, let's does anybody just about oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's the comic routine coming into play. Yeah, what's happening?
Hello, Mikey. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing all right. How's my audio?
Your audio is good.
Good. All right. So, okay, first of all, this is CGI. I am not claiming that this is the real moon. Okay?
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah.
All right. But what I have here is I have set up a scene that is going to sort of simulate the moon,
sort of.
right?
Yeah. Okay.
So what we have over here, this is what's called a sun lamp. So it mimics what the Earth model of the sun is, which is to say just has a bunch of parallel rays that all go in one direction, right?
Yeah.
This here I have set up as the simulated orbit, so I can move it around the orbit, right? And then I just have a camera set up so that it follows the moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what the model that is used by scientists is saying is that the sunlight is the illuminated portion of the moon. And I can zoom out here because it's, comes at a... When you come over... Now, see, because we're between... The moon is... That's right, the camera is... Sorry, the sun, there we go, is behind the moon, right? It's always illuminated versus us. But if we do it so that the sun can change its angle, which is not super accurate, but we'll just do it.
I like this.
So
the sun and the moon are in the sky lots of times by themselves together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does that work then?
Well,
how come you can see this?
Let's get this one figured out. How it is that the globe says that the moon is illuminated first. And then we'll figure out.
You're just showing me kind of a representation. You're not actually showing me.
Right, that's how models work.
In reality, like outside, how it works.
Right, but Mikey, I can't step outside with you because we're thousands of miles apart.
So, no, I know that, but you can do that and go record it on your phone.
Okay, but you've already recorded it on your phone, haven't you?
Yeah, lots of times the sun and the moon together.
All right. Then I'll accept how
it works on the flat Earth model. Absolutely, that's easy to do.
Right. Yeah. Okay, but what I'm explaining right now is the model, which is why I'm using a model to explain a model, right? Because a model is just a mathematical description, and I here have a mathematical construct inside of my computer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, why does it have a crescent sometimes? So
why is it flat? How about flat? How do you do a flat one? How do you do half a moon? Do that one.
Well, here we go. So the way that this works here is you can see if I slide this side over here, what's happening is that the angle between the sun here, the camera, and the moon is about 90 degrees, which means that the shadow that the moon causes on itself is straight up and down. Because if you have a sphere in front of you and you project light onto it from 90 degrees to your line of sight, there we go. What you will see is half of the sphere illuminated and a straight line.
But where's the hot spot?
Well, the hot spot is a bit of a misunderstanding because if I do this, I can create a hot spot.
Yeah, which we don't see.
But Mikey, do you know what I just did?
We don't see that in reality.
Right. But Mikey, do you know what I just did?
Yeah, you pretended there was a sun.
No, because the sun is here, right? I didn't change anything here. This is where the sun is that I'm controlling here.
But there has to be a hot spot, but never is one.
Right, Mikey, what I just did was I changed what's called the roughness, which simulates how smooth a surface is. The reason hot spots occur is because some surfaces are relatively smooth, like water, or if you have like a plastic beach ball. But if a surface has a lot of fine detail on it, the light scatters in more random directions, and so you don't get a hot spot, which is what happens if you have a very rough thing. And the moon, at the distance we see it at, is very rough, which is why if you turn up the roughness, which is what we actually do end up seeing, and is how science describes the moon, that's why there's no hotspot, because the moon isn't very smooth at the level, compared to the wavelengths of light hitting it.
But the light is all evenly distributed. It doesn't matter.
Right. That's why I use the sun lamp, because that evenly distributes the light.
Yeah. Okay. Now try doing that from a mile away and do it.
I mean,
we're out in the yard or in your field.
Well, my house isn't a mile, so I can't.
Yeah, but you can go outside. I don't know if none of you globies go outside, do you? I'm not sure if you do.
I mean, I've been outside. Mikey, I'm not trying to convince you that this is right.
Well, I know it's not right. You don't have to convince me. I know it's not right, because that's not what I see.
What I'm trying to do is say that the next time you want to try to say, hey, I don't think this matches what the globe says it should do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to be able to know what the globe says it should do better, because what I noticed from your chat is that most of the people who aren't flat earthers are saying, well, you don't seem to understand what our position is. And one of my big rules in life is, until you can convince someone that you understand their position, your critiques of their position probably aren't going to hit very hard. So I'm trying to help you.
I don't understand anything about the globe, because it doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's why I'm trying to help.
Well, I want you to show me how that straight line happens on the moon.
Okay. So this right here, this is the same object that's here.
Yes.
Right? I have it just texture. You can't see the texture in this mode, right? Because I just have it here, so it's easy to manipulate.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So this is a pretty close approximation of a perfect sphere. If I show you the actual wireframe, you can see technically it's made of flat faces, but that's a pretty close approximation of a sphere, right?
Sure.
Okay. So right now, the angle between the sun and the camera, which is this guy, are approximately 90 degrees, right? So if you were to take out a compass and measure this blue line that's hard to see, but it's there, you'd probably get about 90 degrees. So what that means is, if you look from the top, only the half that's sort of to the top left is illuminated. And since the camera is down here, that's the left-hand side. And since only the top left here, or the left here, is illuminated, then you get a flat or a straight line. And if we move this here so that the angle increases so we can see more of the moon here, we get to a gibbous moon where we can see more a crescent shape here, and we can see more than half. And then if we go over here, well, I'll have to zoom out a little bit, but if we go here, because the angle here is greater than 90 degrees, we can see less than half of the illuminated side, so we get a crescent moon. And if we go right in line, we get a new moon, because the sun is shining directly on the side of the moon that we can't see. And then when we go over here...
No. That's what my next question was. Where does the new moon go?
The new moon is in the sky during the day.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay, I don't
I've tried finding it, and the sun and the moon move at two different speeds. So if the sun was going to block, or the moon was going to block the sun, or something was going to block the moon, or whatever you want to call it, they're moving at different speeds. So that's only going to happen for about an hour in the day. Just like solar eclipses, the moon is not even in the sky. So I'm not sure how that works.
Okay, and Mikey, if we saw the world without perspective, right, then I would tend to agree that it would be very hard for the moon to stay new for very long. Because if you look here, the moon is there. You can see it. It goes completely dark, but then almost right away, right? But what we actually have isn't an orthographic projection. We have perspective. And one of the things that means is that generally we actually see less than half the moon. And so because the moon is closer to us than infinitely distant, what that means is when it's facing roughly towards the sun, like here, we generally can't see it because the part that's in light is still too far, because it's blocked because of, again, perspective.
It's not far.
But if we were to go to, say, orthographic mode, oh, I'm on the wrong thing.
But again, if you have a rock floating in space that's not illuminated, you should still see the rock.
Well, unless there's something brighter between you and it.
In which case, would that be?
The sky.
What about at night?
Well, at night, the new moon is on the day side of the Earth, so you can't see it because it's blocked by the Earth.
Absolutely not. Nobody sees the moon.
Well, right, because the people who are on the side of the Earth where the moon is have the moon in shadow, and all they can see is the blue of the sky because that's much brighter than the moon, because the moon is in shadow.
Well, what
And
should
the
be at
people,
night or in the day? You're picking two different sides now. And then
okay,
again,
so wait, Mikey,
on this flat plane we live, nobody sees the moon because the moon is traveling around, correct? So at some point somebody's going to see it, but nobody ever does.
which is what the globe predicts.
Yes, and so they're wrong again. Thank you.
But that's the thing, though. No one does see the moon, so the observation does match what the globe predicts.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nope. The moon's not in the sky, buddy. On the new moon, it's not there. It's gone.
It is.
No, it's not. Prove it. Show me. Go take a picture of it in the sky, day or night, any time of the week, day or month, anytime.
Mikey, every single picture of a solar eclipse is a picture of the new moon in the sky.
Absolutely not. The moon is not even in the sky when that happens, guy.
Well, then how do people correctly predict when the new moon will occur? Sorry, not the new moon. Sorry, the solar eclipse. When and where?
Go ask the government, see if they'll tell you the truth.
Okay, but Mikey, when I asked them, they're going to give me an answer that you're going to, regardless of the truth of it or not,
want them to show me the truth. Don't just tell me something. Go record it in the sky. Go.
But Mikey, it has been recorded.
I've tried to find the new moon with my solar filter on my P1000. Have you ever tried to look for it yourself? Absolutely not.
Mikey,
you haven't.
The moon is never bright enough to see it with a solar filter.
In order to go outside to record the moon on a new moon, you can't do it. It never has happened, ever.
Mikey,
so good luck.
Mikey, the moon isn't never bright enough to be recorded with a solar filter on your camera, because a solar filter is there to block out the brightness of the sun so that you can safely observe the sun. But the moon is much, much dimmer than the sun at its brightest, which is a full moon.
Exactly. So if the moon was there beside the sun, I would be able to see it.
Only if it overlaps the disk. But only if it overlaps the disk of the sun.
Whatever is coming out your mouth, you go do it and show me.
Mikey, go do it. Why? You won't believe me.
If you go do it honestly, I will. Why? Are you going to lie to me then? Are you going to
Mikey, I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm not lying to you now, and neither are the people who already filmed it.
And produce a 3-second video just like Astronomy Live does and assume that's real? Are any of you guys honest or not? Mikey, I don't know. You're never.
I can't speak to anyone else.
A shooting star supposedly forming in the sky and shooting across the sky. They are not shooting stars from outer space. Okay, you guys are complete morons. You don't know how to think or present anything with honest, full truth at all. You would lose in court in 2 seconds, like you have done already. Flat earthers have won once before, and I'm going to be the second one. All right, buddy? So I do wish you guys luck. You are dishonest to everybody. You worship the devil, and you lick the devil's balls. I have no idea why, okay? You can sit there and lie to me during this live stream. You got major, major problems, buddy. Major problems.
Mikey, I'm not sure what specifically you think I've lied about.
Honest. You're not being honest.
What do you think I've lied about?
What color shirt am I wearing? Is this pink? Is this pink?
It looks gray to me. It looks gray to me.
White or pink?
It looks gray to me.
Let's lie together. This is a pink shirt, isn't it?
Not to my vision. It looks gray to me.
Sure? Maybe we can draw a cartoon picture of myself with a pink t-shirt, and then it will be.
I mean, if you'd like.
Maybe, it would be more dishonest. It would be grateful for you to do that. I'm not dishonest to people. Thank you very much.
I'm not particularly good at drawing.
You're not particularly good at telling the truth. So tell me the truth.
I don't know what you think I've lied to you about.
Do you feel like you're spinning right now?
Normally, you can't see a new moon during the day because the sun is so much more brighter than the moon, so it overpowers what light the moon is getting from the sun. Plus, all the sunlight that the moon is getting is reflected back into space, so that's why you can't see it. During an eclipse, you can see the moon passing in front of the sun because it's blocking the light and creates a shadow on the earth. During a lunar eclipse, the earth passes between the sun and the moon, and it creates a shadow on the moon, and you actually can see a curve. So, and about honesty, we'll cover that in a few minutes.
I do not.
Thank you. Okay. So when the sun when it rises, it goes from the east to the west, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. You just agreed that the sun moves and not us.
I did not
So
do that.
the
I said I don't feel
the
like I'm
horizon is
spinning.
horizontal, correct?
No.
It's like yeah, absolutely it is. Why do we call it the horizon then? Is it the curveizon?
Mikey, I'm not going to engage in the etymological fallacy for fun.
I'm not doing this for fun. I'm trying to educate you and for you to be honest. But you're not being honest with me ever.
I don't know
know
what
how
I'm
you
being.
survive throughout the day by being dishonest. That's all you do is lie. Go lie to yourself. Thank you. I can't stand dishonest people, guys. They're done. I'm sorry, man.
Now let's talk about honesty and dishonesty. He then calls Astronomy Magazine. Astronomy Magazine is one of the big astronomy magazines. There was also Sky and Telescope. There used to be Sky News, but a lot of people now do get all their Sky News from online. Okay, I'm probably part of the problem now. But he calls them liars because he thinks all the images are cartoons. There are some images, like on the front cover, are photoshopped and edited to make people go, oh, that looks cool, and I'll get that magazine and look at it. And that's what he's looking at. But he assumes every picture in Astronomy Magazine is fake. So we're going to let him call them, and then we're going to talk about something he did afterwards. And okay, it's time for him to talk.
Yeah, good day, Christy. This is Mike. I'm calling from Saskatchewan. Just have a general question. I'm trying to get a hold of Mark Zastro, and I've got a few questions for him and everybody here at the Astronomy Magazine. I'm kind of curious why all of your so-called pictures, if you're claiming these are actual real pictures, you might want to change your mind. It's all computer generated. I'm not sure why you guys are doing this. I'm running through your new magazine catalog here for I guess volume 53, issue 12. And the main picture right on the front page, that is a cartoon image of a very bad cartoon image, that's for sure. Not sure if anybody's going to take a real picture or photo of the Earth from space. But yeah, get back to me.
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
Hello?
Hi, this is Christy Rommel calling. You had called my cell phone?
Oh, yes, I got your answering machine there. I was actually just leaving you a message there. I'm wondering, I'm trying to get a hold of Mark Zastro, or somebody who does some, I guess you would call it editing for the catalog, the magazine, because I've got the volume, I got the volume 53, issue 12, and that silly picture you got on the front there of the Earth, That's not a real picture, so I'm just kind of wondering where the real photos of the Earth are, because I've not seen one yet in this catalog or in National Geographic. So I'm going to be phoning them also. And you've got on page 42 here a picture of Pleiades, Pleiades or whatever the constellation is there. And you've got them as blue, kind of bluish white stars. And I know that they're not those colors. They're actually vibrant colors like rainbow colors. And there's some kind of a frequency to them. So I'm wondering why you guys are editing or I guess photoshopping or computer software, putting all this into your catalogs, because I'm also looking at, I don't know what page it would be, but it says the star.
What issue? What's the issue?
Well,
That
yeah, well, that it's all fake, you know. I'm looking at the star dome. It's on the next page. You got a cartoon image of Jupiter, Saturn, and I think maybe Mars. That's not actually Mars, but what is your like expectations of this magazine? Are you supposed to put out actual photos of stars and so-called galaxies? Because galaxies don't exist. I've disproven that quite easy on my YouTube channel, and I know that shooting stars don't actually exist either. They come from the firmament above us, and I've actually recorded documented pictures and videos of the firmament. So I'm kind of curious on why the astronomy societies out there are doing that, you know.
Okay, these are galaxies I took. These haven't had a chance to be photoshopped because when I was taking them, I was a student. And these were done for other students so they can go do little write-ups on them for the professor that was teaching the class. And so these are the only thing that happened to these things where there's a process called flat fields and dark fields. The dark field takes out all the high and low pixels, and the flat field takes out some other artifacts in the image. And that's all that was done to these images. And these are galaxies. One's NGC 891. You can see a nice dust ring up through it. You can see M51. Maybe if I exposed it a little longer, it'd probably get better of the arm detail. And then you have NGC 7331. And we've proven galaxies exist. And the Pleiades, if you look through a telescope, they just look at a bunch of whitish bluish stars because they're whitish bluish stars. His photographic technique needs a lot to be desired. He's getting better, and he's learning that the cameras that he uses are to do photo processing. And here's the thing: I do edit these videos down, try to edit these videos down to cut out all the unnecessary stuff. And also, when he called, I posted I posted a video about NGC 891. He didn't put it public, and I also told him he leaked his phone number. Well, it's already been leaked. A few people already know it. I've got the file permanently. I don't want to call him, and I don't want people to call him to be a nuisance. But that's why I put the SpaghettiOs there. For I don't think there's anything really material in the rest of the conversation. But he's the one that I think is being deceitful because he won't post anything about that will contra his views. And if you go up to a scientist and they ask, okay, I'll look at it, and if they find a flaw, they'll find a flaw and tell you you did something wrong. And if they did it in public, they'd show it in public. It's not that hard. He just wants everybody to see his images, and he thinks he's the real starman, and he doesn't understand what he's looking at times. But he doesn't want to look. He doesn't want to understand what he's looking at. Okay, I think I'll wrap it up there. Sorry for the last few segments being done with images, but my lighting here is not that great during the day. Okay, everybody have a good day, and goodbye.